Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Advertising and marketing can make or break a product before it's even been released, whether it is a TV show, a video game, or a movie. The words you use on your little marketing campaign to build up your movie or TV show, talking about the concept of your video game is very important, especially in the environment, in the gaming environment. Well, we'll go with buzzwords that should or should not be used, in my opinion at least. I think they can make or break how players are going to feel about your game. And, well, after the absolute dismal release of Concord, looks like we have another one that may live or die based on marketing. Over here on That Park Place, after Concord gets shut down, gamers take aim at anti-capitalist Fairgame. Fair games? Now, I'm not sure if I would want to use the word anti-capitalist. You be the judge for yourself, but man, oh man, the discussion around this game from the marketing department, from the dev team themselves, gives me an idea of what they're trying to accomplish with this, but let's take a look. In the wake of Firewalk Studios and PlayStation shutting down Concord after just 2 weeks. Yeah, they announced it less than 2 weeks. Gamers are already setting their sight on boycotting the anti-capitalist game, Fairgame, from Haven Studios. I didn't hear about this game until yesterday when the announcement was made about Concord, and I did a little digging, did a little reading, and yeah, let's take a look. Haven Studios, a subsidiary of PlayStation Studio and Sony Interactive Entertainment, announced the game with a CGI trailer back in May 2023. So well over a year ago, almost going on a year and a half maybe, this game was shown off. And to me, it reminded me of, this is essentially the finals, which is free to play, meets Payday. You are a team of thieves breaking into locations while other teams of players are breaking into the same location, and you can steal from each team from what it looks like. And, well, that sounds like fun until you listen to how they're advertising the game. As you can see below, the trailer features a voiceover that states, quote, here we go, "Too much money and too much powers held by just a few people." Where have we heard that before, ladies and gentlemen? This is a game that's going against the 1%. Are you interested in that modern-day political leaning in your video game? That's going to turn off some people. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, this first statement right here, too much money and too much power held by just a few people, that is guaranteed to put an idea of where you're coming with this game into a lot of people's heads, and they're going to walk away. Doesn't matter if it's good, doesn't matter if it's bad, whether you like it or not, it is true. And it's only getting worse, so we decided to do something about it. It then features a team robbing tractor trailers, warehouses, penthouses, and more. Now, leave it at that. Robbing random locations for funsies is the purpose of the game. There's no problem with that. Again, it's how you market your game, and it doesn't get any better. The official description attached to the trailer stated, quote, "Welcome to Fairgame, your chance to rob the rich and rebalance the scales." Don't roll your eyes too hard, folks. Fairgame is a competitive modern heist game. Right there. That's what you do. It's a competitive modern heist game. That sounds interesting to me. All the rest of this nonsense sounds like modern day nonsense, and using the term modern heist game, the word modern has become anathema to a lot of people. Fairgame is a competitive modern heist game where you team up to break into exotic locations and steal the cargo. Sounds like fun. The twist? You not only need to outsmart the guards and security systems, which sounds fun, you also compete against other teams, which, again, sounds like a lot of fun. It concluded crews that extract with the most loot and flair. Okay, that might be an interesting mechanic. So if you do it with the biggest flash, the biggest flare, you get points. You might just rise to the top of Fairgame. Take it till you make it. Who will you recruit first for your crew? In an accompanying blog post, creative director Matthew Leduc described the game as, here's the problem, a fresh, modern take on the heist game. A fresh, again, we're using the term modern. Gamers do not like hearing the term modern. Audiences, people in general, they're getting a little bit tiresome because with this term comes an idea. A modern take, modern audience, modern this, modern that. We're looking for escapism. Stop using these words in your advertising. Find something else to get your idea across because, again, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, this word turns people away and they don't come back. That's it. Modern take on a heist game. It's a fresh, maybe just say fresh take on a heist game. A new, use the term, it's a new take on a heist game set in real world locations going up against other players to try and get the most loot with the biggest flair. Maybe try that in your marketing. Stay away from that filthy, ugly, disgusting word, modern, that comes with quite a few negative connotations with it. In a nutshell, this is a thrilling competitive heist game. That's a good way to advertise, where you join an underground movement to rob the ultra-rich and rebalance the scales. Now, unless you have an in-world reason, in-universe reason to rebalance the scales, then that's another little phrase that's going to turn people away. Because again, a modern take, rebalancing the scales, too many rich people, too much money and power held by too few people. This puts an idea in people's head. The whole eat the rich. You're putting out a game in a capitalist market with microtransactions, I'm sure. And if this is a games as a service, you're going to have the battle passes, the extra stuff, pulling money in, especially from the whales, and yet your game advertising, again, you're advertising. I'm not talking about the game itself. I'm talking strictly about how you are marketing this game. Rebalance the scales. What are these scales? Give a good explanation in the world you are creating, and perhaps it will be successful. An example I'll use this time is Arasaka Corporation in Cyberpunk 2077. They hold massive amounts of power for one little family. And Johnny Silverhand cannot stand Arasaka because they hold so much money and power and technology, and there is an in-game reason for that motivation, for that desire. Do the same here, and you might sway people's minds. Ludwig later added, Fairgame will give you an opportunity to break the rules as a modern-day Robin Hood. Y'all remember that TV show, huh? That was a gem. A thrill seeker, or just someone who wants to collect cool loot. Cool loot. Looter shooter. Go. Trespass inside forbidden locations around the world. Fill your pockets like a kid in a candy store and unravel the nefarious plans of untouchable billionaires. Another piece of advice, try not to make it set in the real world. If you're going to be going after the untouchable, make it fictional corporations like Arasaka. He also made it clear the game was pushing in... Fucking Christ. Every member of our team shares pushing inclusiveness. I hate that word because it's never organic. Every member of our team shares our vision to create welcoming and inclusive multiplayer experiences. Just make the fucking game and stop using these buzzwords, and you won't turn as many people away. Experiences that glue communities together. Well, right off the bat with this marketing, you're going to come across as trying to push communities apart, push them away. Because again, it doesn't matter if you like it or not, or agree with it or not. These buzzwords have negative connotations behind them. As of late, gamers see these words, inclusivity, diversity, the modern audience. When these buzzwords have been coming out with video games as of late, they have come with piss-poor stories, piss-poor mechanics, buggy mess, uninteresting characters, and terrible world building. It is what it is. Again, you don't have to agree with it or like it. You just have to understand that that is what's happening. So be careful with your marketing, folks. Experiences that glue communities together. Enthusiasm of driving force behind our heist fantasy. How it really encourages you to work together in crews. See, you could have just... Right here. That's all you needed. You don't need this sentence. You don't need this welcoming, inclusive. No, you just a shared enthusiasm driving force behind our heist fantasy. Just leave it at that. Figure out the ability, gain the ability to read the room, understand the atmosphere going on in the video game industry right now with players, and how if there's something we don't like, a look we criticize, a character's look we criticize, a gameplay mechanic that is criticized, and to be followed up by getting shot down and called a bigot, a racist, an istophobe, any number of things, simply because we don't like the look of something in a trailer. Constantly being insulted by the usual suspects in the mainstream media. This is what's happening, and those insults come hand in hand with these buzzwords. Ex-user Mango Lawyer identified Fairgame as the next target of a growing gamer boycott against what is considered woke games and their developers. He wrote on X, "Don't worry, Concord, the memes will stop soon." Yes, they will. Then, well, much like Concord, they'll be forgotten. The next Sony exclusive flop will be Fairgame, the ultimate Zoomer AAA. It remains to be seen how this game is going to do. The marketing is going to affect it. The words that are being used on their page, in their advertising and everything, it's going to have an effect. And unfortunately, it will be negative. What's next will be the price point. I do firmly believe the number one problem that Concord had was the $40 price point in a free-to-play market. As I said before, this looks like the Finals plus Payday, a heist game against other players, PvP experience. It will be online only from the looks of it, just like Concord was, which means it's going to be in a free-to-play market. The Finals, let's take a look, since I'm bringing up the Finals. The Finals, we got an all-time peak of 242,000 with over 10,000 people playing today at the time of this recording. Now, that seems to be pretty good. We got a consistent number of 10 to 14,000. Oh, 15,000 there. So these are pretty decent numbers for a free-to-play game. It's something that hopefully could keep the game going. It's definitely numbers that Concord wish it had half of. So in a free-to-play market, if you add something new, and I think this game is going to add something new, it's combining two ideas. A heist game with a PvP environment, team against team, or team against multiple teams, maybe 3 teams against each other, where you're all trying to perform the same heist and steal the shit from the other player with, similar to the Finals plus Payday, a heist game. And yeah, so it's adding something new. If the price point is $40 or more, I would think it's dead in the water because people can just go play free-to-play games. It is unfortunately what you're competing with. Add in a battle pass, add in interesting cosmetics, make, give some character customization. Don't force people to play, let people make their own character instead of, we're going to judge the characters in the trailer. So make the characters customizable. And of course, this one looks like they can wear masks. So who knows? Maybe that'll be a benefit. You can get cosmetics. Back to the article. Where was I? In a subsequent post, he mocked the game's official description. Welcome to Fairgame, your chance to... Well, we're all going to mock this one. I'm mocking it right now because it's a foolish idea. It's not good words to use in your marketing. Your chance to rob from the rich and steal... I rob from the rich and give to the needy. Anyway, to rebalance the scales. Fairgame is a competitive... I already read that over there. Yeah, we're mocking it. Yeah, we're going to mock it. In another post, he added, corpos are laughing at you with Concord 2.0. Calling it Concord 2.0. Wow. The next PlayStation game telling you to eat the rich. They think you're dumb enough to support their anti-capitalist message. Now, this is coming from Mango Lawyer, learning the law. Coming from him. Just reading the post. They think you're dumb enough to support their anti-capitalist messages while they rake in endless profits. They deserve every layoff, as do their executives. So, we got Fairgame, or games. I guess, would it be games? Fairgames. Cheat the rich, eat the rich. Okay, cool. So, create a games as a service game with a seasonal battle pass and millions of microtransactions. It is what it is. I don't see that. It's a concept of a game. It's not a new concept of a game. It's half of a new concept of a game, like I said before. The Finals meets Payday. PvP heist game. I think they're bringing something new, something that could be interesting. But again, all matters of the price point. Other gamers have also started leaving comments on the original trailer. One reads, you can actually feel Sony sweating nervously through the screen. Yes, indeed. Another of these developers are definitely sweating buckets right now. Yep. So they may want to work on their marketing, rethink their price point if they want to charge a mid price, $40. I don't know. It's an online only PvP game. I don't think they're going to be able to recreate the success of Helldivers 2. Stop giving your money to people who hate you. Just stop it. Now, I don't think this game as a concept says anything about hating the players. So it doesn't look like there's any sort of ideological messaging in it outside of the marketing that is rather foolish. Eat the rich, cheat the rich, steal from the people who have too much money from too few people. Too much money, too much power from too few people. I just think that's poor marketing. Let's see. You sure you want to go through this after Concord, Sony? No, they definitely don't. Many gamers made it clear this game will suffer the same fate. There is a very good chance. Again, I think it depends on the price point. How much further, how much more advertising will there be? Are they going to change anything? Let's see, another Concord with the same fate? But what do you think? What do you make of this? How much of an effect does the wording of the advertising affect your purchase? How much does the trailer affect your purchase? How much do you go to your favorite YouTube channel, your YouTube content creator, to see? How much does that affect your purchase? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike. Do all those nifty little things those YouTubers beg you to do. And I hope to see you on the next one.